The more eye-rollingly obscure and outright boring the financial concept or instrument, the faster most people tune out from its discussions anywhere. Just leave that stuff to those trained to deal with it, right? Yeah, okay, but that's how we all get into continuous trouble, and possibly how big banks, hedge funds, and so-called regulators actually prefer it. Because eye rolls lead to skipped institutional oversights, regulators, and eventually collective conceding to the levels of speculation which lead to flash crashes in markets at the least, or at worst, whole crises like what happened in 2007 and 2008. One particularly arcane, cryptic-sounding financial phenomenon, which nonetheless poses continuing systemic risk potential, is the repo trade, happening daily across multi-trillion-dollar global repo markets. Repos, or repurchase agreements, are fast means for raising hundreds of millions of dollars in cash between institutions and greasing the wheels of high finance. Yet they mix seemingly safe government securities with institutions and trading approaches which can sow instability. The government's approaches to mitigate said risks have feasibly fanned risks within the repo environment, yet under the government's auspices, which could on its own render repo dangerous as moot anyway, as was the actual case with failing megabanks Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers over a decade ago. In this 37th episode of Money and Fear, offered here exclusively on the Newsbud network, we will discuss repo trades, the repo markets, steps taken to protect against their dangers, how banks have shied away from repo clearances due to those steps, how the U.S. Federal Reserve has then stepped in for said banks in the repo environment, and what the Fed and Treasury actually did in supposedly cleaning up repo messes during the 2008 financial crisis. We're not out of the woods yet on repos, but more importantly, it all could perchance not even matter in the end, considering what the Fed even is. If you're not a Newsbud member yet, please join and tell others. For practically nothing, the site gives you unrivaled information covering current, global, and economic news that you're literally not supposed to know about. The time is now to support independent, nonpartisan media, so please consider joining the worldwide Newsbud community today and tell other genuinely curious friends and family out there as well. Thank you.